How many designers does it take to change a light bulb? And it's like, well, it's all right, isn't it? Can we just kind of make it smaller? Why have we come to talk about why the next wanky title that you actually need in your agency is Chief Design Officer? This is against absolutely every single fucking thing that I believe. Right? I don't believe in vice presidents. I don't believe in junior vice presidents. I don't believe in senior vice presidents. I don't believe in VPs. I don't believe in ECDs. But this title is really important for advertising agencies to realize and elevate the role of design so that we do not, as creatives, we do not just look at the back of your heads if you're a designer. And the way that we're going to do this at Havas, and this is just the Havas story. I'm not going, this is a way you should do it. This is a way of doing it. So this is all kind of suck it and see and work in progress. But if it sounds all right, come and tap us up later. So I'm just going to let Lorenzo take you through why he came to me and just went, fucking sort design out. And we're like, yeah, okay.
I actually forgot I was going to have to speak then. I was just enjoying that, asking it. So, design, I think it's pretty obvious, like, it can do amazing things. I mean, I think everyone in this room knows that. Everyone here is an appreciator of the power of good design. I mean, Christ, we're at D&AD, it's one of the most overtly places that celebrates it. But there's a massive job to be done in advertising. That's why we're talking about this role specifically. We need to elevate it. I think it's been painfully apparent for so long we need to have elevated, but there's a job to be done before we do that. We need to probably look at it and be honest with ourselves about the shape of it, what it's valued for, and we need to kind of make sure that we're happy with what we are elevating, and then again, sort of be honest about, do we have the process around it, which means that we can get the best out of it, we can bring the most value in, and we can make sure the designers doing it are happy doing it. And all of that, I actually think, is incredibly simple. I think the keys for it have been there. They've been there for a long time, and it's so much of this stuff is about recognizing what we've got, wrapping it in the right way so we can elevate it. And we're not starting from nothing. I think if you go back in time, a long time back in time, to when print was like the single most like powerful medium. You had these graphic designers who were like revered for this expertise, this visual communication that was so important. It was so important to brands to establish their kind of like brand recognition, their memorability, their love from their consumers. And because of this, these designers, they were afforded this excellent status within advertising. They really, really enjoyed the right space as experts, as kind of practitioners who were able to deliver this. And I mean, Christ, it would have been a lovely time to be around then. But I think it's worth recognising that this was a time when the skill was put in the right place, and obviously it generated some fantastic work. And I'm not saying this practice has gone anywhere. I think everyone here is fully aware that the practice of graphic design is still here. It's still fantastic work being created every single day. We're constantly served it. That specialism, I think, has actually only gotten stronger, even more refined. We're better at distilling these visual stories into these really concise and powerful articulations. But this happened. And again, this is nothing new. We all know this. We know that the comms landscape has changed. We're able to talk to people in so many more places now. We're able to sort of be more targeted, and we're able to measure and sort of make our creativity about performance. And I think this is a good thing.
But something happened here, right? And if you're sitting in an advertising agency, you will know this, right? When did we treat design as an add-on? When did we, as creatives, and the vanity that we have, take the white sheet of paper from the client or from your kind of strat department, work on an idea, and then put it into design, right? And it was all around this. Yeah, when the landscape started to break, And we as creatives, I'll put my hand up. Oh, what about the craft? Oh, point of sale. Oh, you can't do, all of this shit that was going on like years and years ago, right? We were instrumental in devaluing what we thought design could bring, right? So we will come up with an idea, we will go sit down, and then we will take it to design and see what they can do with it. But the work that Zoe's just taking you through, the Pepsis, the IBMs, that doesn't come from a bad art director, copywriter, whatever you want to call yourself, scamp. That comes from origination. And this was the worst thing that could have happened, but it's also the best thing that could have happened. And that's what we need to break down.
And I think actually creatives did a fantastic job in embracing this, because this whole landscape only made the idea even more important. If you had a killer idea, it could turn up in all of these places with like clarity and even more potency. And I think that's something that designers were complicit in missing the boat here. I think the fact that it's inherently a hands-on craft, which I love, but it does mean that it became less about what should we do and like, oh, can you do this?
Yeah.
So designers were like, oh, can you do this, can you do this? And it led to this horrible jack of all trades kind of moniker that any designers in the industry in the last 15 years definitely would have felt, and pushed us away from being respected as experts, and led to that kind of like heavily memed, albeit incredibly pixelated picture here of like what it means to be a graphic designer's life. I mean, we've all been served this. We all kind of have had that feeling of being the facilitator of other people's ideas.
And it's so weird, right? I saw this and I'm like, you're fucking not going to show that because it makes a creative department look like a bunch of twats. But I've got the other version, which I couldn't find, which is how many designers does it take to change a light bulb? And it's like, well, it's all right, isn't it? Can we just kind of make it smaller? And this is the epitome of where we are, especially in mainstream advertising agencies. And the reason that I'm banging the drum for mainstream advertising agencies is if you go back to our nice one, all of this is a fucking opportunity, right? Good design, oh my God, when you get good design next to CRM, it's amazing. When you get good design next to, make the logo bigger, what the fuck is IBM? I mean, what the fuck is that Coke can? Right? And it's the way that we, and I'm going to say the royal we again, it's the way that traditional advertisers and advertising agencies have treated all of this as mandatories on the bottom of the brief, when, to be perfectly honest, this is where we should start, because we can do some amazing stuff. And you can see it in that lovely artwork that McDonald's have done. Right? And I'm guilty of this as well. Oh, it's just a little bit of CRM. Oh, it's a little bit of social. Oh, the client wants the logo bigger, right? And I'm like, what does he mean he wants the logo bigger? Let's go and ask him why he wants the logo bigger, and then let's see if he wants to buy an IBM. Right? So we've all got lessons to learn here, but it's just about elevating and revaluing and breaking out of departments and embracing the talent that we've got.